And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening.
And the beautiful thing about this, Patricia, I think, is there's no apps.
Nope.
There's no download. It's ready to go when you get it. And any place, any time, anywhere, whether you buy this to listen by yourself or share it with your family, the people that you love, or if you're in a group, it's purposely named the Wonder Bible, or I think very appropriately named the Wonder Bible. It's an audio player. You get the USB cable because you're going to need to be able to plug it in to recharge it, but you are going to get 86 hours of listening. And for so many, that's so important. You're also going to get, as you can see, you're going to get the cable to charge it. It fits in the palm of your hand, almost like a transistor radio used to be about that size years ago. And then a wonderful little book so that you'll be able to go ahead and find particular passages or things like that that you may want to go ahead and listen to time and time again. Patricia, you bring us all kinds of very inspiring products. You have for years. I think they get easier to use and absolutely more wonderful.
It is. What I love about this is, like Pat said, this is simple to use. There's no apps, no activation fees, no downloads. It's out of the box. This is your power button. You're going to press this. It's going to turn on. This is also the button you power off with. And the beauty of it is, if I turn it back on, say I'm done listening for it today, I go back the next day and I turn it on, it's going to go right back to where it left off.
After his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself. After his kind. And God saw that it was good.
So there's only a few buttons on this, and that's why I think it's been so popular. It's a King James version of this. This is narrated by Christopher Glynn. He's a Christian broadcaster from the UK.
What a wonderful voice.
I know, and I think that that almost lends like his accent lends even more nobility to it, because the King James is a more formal translation. But this is the whole Bible, Genesis to Revelations, all narrated, pre-done for you to just listen to.
How wonderful is that? Because for many of you, you know, you cannot read your Bible study that day in the car when you're traveling. Perhaps this is a great gift for someone who has trouble even reading anymore and would enjoy it. You know, when I saw that picture of the young lady resting in bed and listening to this, maybe in the morning or at night before you go to bed, what a wonderful thing to be able to do. Maybe this is even on your bucket list, if I can say it that way, like to really understand the Bible. The book that comes along with it is really very easy, and I think that will even enhance the experience for everyone.
It is, and you can cross-reference to this or not with the Wonder Bible, because the Wonder Bible is you just turn on and go, but they have went through, and every chapter in the Bible they have given a correlating number to, and all you do is punch those numbers in, and it takes you exactly to that favorite verse. So I wanted to play for you Psalm 23, which is a really, really popular verse. That's "The Lord is my shepherd." I'm just going to punch in these numbers.
While you do that, let me remind you that 300 of you have already dialed in. If you use your credit card, you should have no trouble getting this in time for Easter, and we could certainly do a bill to ship to if that works.
Psalm 23.
Oops, sorry.
The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
That's one of the Psalms are very comforting, and that's one of the most popular verses because it is a comforting verse.
Absolutely.
But you can get to them quickly. One of the things I liked about this quick look guide is they gave you a little margin in the side. So I could make notes in here once I read a verse or heard a verse that I wanted to say, okay, I like this because it taught me this message, and I could make a note on it. And that's how it is all the way through here. Christopher Glynn does a beautiful job narrating the King James Version, and I think sometimes when somebody reads to you, you have a better better understanding.
You're more in the moment other than, I think, trying to read through it and understand it. Old and New Testament
It
on
is
this.
complete Old and New Testament. There's a mode button on here, and if I hit this, you're going to see mode 1, which I was in, is in the Old Testament. If I hit it again, 2 is the New Testament, and 3 is bonus tracks. This is music that we pre-downloaded for you and put on here. It's just meditational, instrumental,
isn't that
really
lovely?
relaxing.
Yeah. What everyone in this world needs.
A little downtime, just to kind of be quiet and hear.
And over 600 of you now have already dialed in for this. You can take it in the car.
Yeah.
You can share it, put it on the table. And Patricia, I love what you said to me earlier. You really like the idea. Now, there is a jack here, so you could put headphones in if you want it. You'll have to supply your own earphones or headphones yourself, but it's a standard jack. But the idea that this is such an important season for everyone around the world, how beautiful to have this to be able to put on the dining room table before dinner, or however it works in your family, to be able to gift it to someone who's going through something difficult in their own lives. And you don't need batteries because it actually is something you'll recharge. And it takes how long to recharge?
It takes about an hour to recharge it. You get about 10 hours of playtime before you'll have to do it again. That's one of the things I loved about it is, you know, it's 86 hours of listening time, and it's not difficult to use at all. It's very simple to just start and go. You know, we're in the Easter season. I wanted to share one more verse with you. This
please.
is the empty tomb. You know, this is one of the biggest seasons of the year for Christians.
Very appropriate. 1,200 of you have already dialed in. Now, today is the perfect time to pick this up.
Let's see if I can get this.
Matthew chapter 28. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him the keepers did shake, and became as dead men. And the angel answered and said unto the women, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said.
And you totally are in control of the volume on that. Again, if you have headphones, that way you could listen to it yourself. But the beauty of that is sharing your beliefs with others.